Hey guys, how you doing? We got another update of North Korea. We got General Jim Mattis coming out on Monday stating that North Korea is the most urgent threat to national security for the United States of America. And of course he's talking about their nuclear ambitions and their missile capabilities, just because as of late their missile capabilities have far outgrown what our experts previously were stating, months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. Now we also have North Korea stating that it will launch a variety of different missile tests, including an ICBM pretty soon, according to their state-run media. And that's where we could run into issues here. If we see them test an ICBM, because we've seen different ballistic missiles be tested, and obviously after that occurs, you see a string of rhetoric from both the West and places like South Korea, Japan, China, Russia, and North Korea itself. Rhetoric gets thrown around on the daily over there. But North Korea looks poised to test its first ICBM in 2017 here. And this comes right off of them threatening to nuke New York City. So rhetoric is definitely heating up on both sides, with General Mattis coming out and stating that they're the largest threat to our national security. It really makes you wonder, if an ICBM test does occur, what ramifications will it have? You see the United States and the United Nations attempting to push the sanctions on North Korea, which we've had a couple rounds of sanctions hit North Korea. The problem is we need these sanctions to go over to China, and we need China to enforce it on Chinese companies that deal with North Korea. And that's what's been the issue in the past, how they've gone around these decades of sanctions against them, is because foreign businesses still deal with North Korea. So we're going to have to see if that test takes place, and maybe a possible 6th nuclear test takes place, and how the U.S. responds. Now, what we're also seeing at the Korean Peninsula is, we talked about how a drone crashed near the North Korea-South Korea border. Well, we come to find out that this drone that North Korea was using actually snapped pictures of the THAAD system, and it was heading its way back to North Korea. And so we're seeing some active reconnaissance on the North Korean side here. I mean, we see it on the South Korean and United States side as well, with the different satellite imagery that we have available to us. It really helps us, see if a nuclear test is coming, because there's certain things they have to do to get ready for that. But we're seeing some active reconnaissance, so it's a very active situation over there. Just because the mainstream media is not talking about it doesn't mean it's not happening. We see that in Ukraine, Syria, North Korea, Qatar. So many of you might be asking what's going on in that area, especially with the aircraft carriers and the different fleets in Korean waters stopping exercises with Japan and South Korea and heading back to their home ports, and with the USS Nimitz coming out, but hitting the Indian Ocean first to do exercises, and then going to Korean waters. So, is America downplaying this? Is the threat not as large? What piece of the puzzle is are the globalists moving to push World War III? Because we know it's happening. We know what's going on here. There's too much going on in the world for us not to see this. But you gotta ask yourself, there's obviously a number of different theories that you could play around with. Is the U.S. backing off because China and Russia are gonna get the job done? That mainly China, are they gonna rein in North Korea? We're seeing Russia put even more surface-to-air missiles on the border. We're seeing that just over the past couple days. So the situation isn't necessarily dying down. It's not necessarily ending peacefully. But why exactly is the United States seem to be backing down at this point? It's something we gotta ask ourselves. And as the situation unfolds, and as the updates come out, we'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. because something new. We learn something new about this region and this situation every day, guys. So keep your eyes peeled and keep praying.